raging fire. I don't want to be that cup of water that's putting the fire out.
All right now.
I want to be used of God.
Well,
I want you used of God. Because it's late in the day and the sun is going down. Are you understanding me? Many of us woke up this morning with a few pains, brother. Many of us are going to go back home, and it's going to be kind of painful to get in bed. Understand what I'm saying? I talked to my aunt last night. My wife's aunt is just this side of 90. And she said, I have 20 different medications I have to take. My daughter has to monitor these and set them out for me because I just can't keep up with them. I have to take this to counter that. And it's my understanding that some of this is rat poison. You follow what I'm saying? She's in pain. But you know what that 89-year-old lady told me? I know whose I am.
Amen.
You understand me? I know whose I am. And that's the line I want to draw in the sand.
All right.
So that when men see me, if they see my history, they can read my title and see that he sought to follow Jesus. Sometimes you gotta deny yourself. Might look good, Brother Parker. Might look good, Brother Chapel. But not everything that looks good, Mark, is good for you. Understand me? Man, got a wafer. You missed this chapter. You missed this chapter. Why? That question just kept chewing at me. Why would Jesus leave a building that was set aside for the worship of his Father? You got the message, right? The reason he left the building, because the building was built by man. It was monitored and, controlled by men. And the building was not holy and set apart under his Father God. He cleanses the building. Go with me, I'm going to sit down. He cleanses the building. But when he comes back the very next day, the building is just as filthy as it was before he cleansed it.
All right.
You cannot come to God and say to him, I yield my life to you. I'm yours, Lord. Have your way with me. And not expect God to change and cleanse you. You don't want to be cleansed, don't tell him you're his.
All right now.
Understand what I'm saying? It's time out for play. Know who you're serving and why. The reason I serve the God that I love is because of what his Son has shown me and also done for me. What he's done for me, he'll do for you. Are you hearing me? He'll do the very same thing for you. Because he loved you enough to come and die for you. And anyone who would die for you, you ought to want to serve. You follow what I'm saying? You ought to want to serve. When I was courting my wife, I would have died for her. Follow what I'm saying? Some days I want to kill her, get rid of her. Understand what I'm saying? But unlike me, Jesus sacrificed his life. But while he lived and breathed, he was giving us lessons to live by. And the lesson here is, once again, don't tie into it just because it looks religious. Make sure that its core is all about Jesus.
Amen.
You understand that?
Amen.
Make sure it's all about Jesus. Because if it's not about Jesus, you read down to the end of this chapter. Wafer and crazy. At the end of this chapter, you're going to find, if you look at this, and you're looking through the whole chapter, and I'm only going to give you a minute here. Jesus talks about the workers in the field. You follow what I'm saying? And if you look at this, you'll see that there was one taken and one was left. Are you understanding? If you're looking at that, they were both co-laborers in the field.
Right.
Are you understanding?
Yes.
They were co-laborers in the field. But one was taken and one was left. Are you getting the picture? Sister Williams, those that are sitting around and about you, they may appear to be laboring for the Lord, but you just keep on holding on to that gospel plot.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. And you'll be the one taken, and they very well may be the one left.
Amen.
Are you understanding me? Because what he's talking about is the religious right.
Yes.
He's talking about those who said yes to God, but they're not doing anything.
Yes.
You go on down through the chapter, Mike, and I won't talk through the whole thing, but you get down to the end, and it begins to talk about those who were left being positioned with those who were going to be on the receiving end of the gnashing of teeth. Are you understanding? The whining and the wailing. And I kept struggling with that because he was talking about religious beings. You understand what I'm saying? Too often we believe all we've got to do is take our fire insurance. We come down the aisle and say yes to the Lord, and then we go back to our old slop. If you come down the aisle, you lay down the sin.
Yes.
You ask him to cleanse you and then renew in you a right spirit. And watch what he'll do.
Amen.
You'll no longer go back the way you came.
All right.
Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Because my Bible tells me, although we love to tell you, once saved, always saved. Hello? Once saved, you're always saved. But you're not saved until God says so.
All right.
It's not about you saying so. And the difference, I bickered with persons over the thief on the cross. I'm done, Pastor.
All right.
The thief on the cross
Well,
was in a unique position that we can't see ourselves in.
all right.
And his position, he knew that he was about to die, Brother Chapel.
Yes.
There was nothing that was going to release him from his imprisonment on that cross.
Well,
But he recognized that hanging right next to him was the doorway to life eternal.
all right now.
You got to grab hold of this doorway and say, I'm going to make it my own
Yeah.
because I want to go through that doorway.
Well,
Into life eternal in the very presence of Jesus.
well,
And the only way you're going to do that is move away from your religiosity and move up to being truly a believer in what Christ has done for you.
amen. Amen.
When you get to that, you don't have to worry about the gnashing of teeth. You understand what I'm saying? The flame and fire. You don't have to worry about that. But you got to work. It's amazing to me how lazy and complacent we can become. And I know I'm not talking about you, but we can become awful lazy and complacent. I went to Thanksgiving service, and the room seemed to have less in the room than here. And there were 3 churches fellowshipping together. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not beating. I'm just telling the truth. But we had fellowship. We had worship. Did not take a full edifice. It just took those whose hearts were committed. I don't know about you, but when he comes, Brother Chapel, little Brother Chapel, you know where I want to be? I want to be right where he's looking to find me.
Amen.
If it's outside of the temple, then that's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be in his way, walking in the footsteps of Jesus, striving to do what he's left here for me to do. You need to find out what he wants you to do. I'm done. There's some 8 pages here dealing with this entire chapter plus. I did not delve into that. You start at chapter 21 in your prayer time. Start in 21. Read right on through 25. And if you're unction, just keep right on reading. And you're going to see just what I've sought to share with you. I did not make it as plain, I heard you. I did not make it as plain as I wish I could. Because I get caught up, I get stuck in certain points. Because I keep missing this, and it just jumps off the page. It jumps off the page. Don't just read